Hello, welcome to Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff here, and we are on part 11 of the Eiffel Tower. Hopefully, we've got one more live stream after this and we're done. This has got 10,001 pieces. We've gotten pretty far. We are in section 3 out of 4, and basically, it looks like we got a little bit of filler on the outside here, and then we're going on to the next section. At least that's my guess. We are starting with bag number 60. And so we'll go ahead and just start that. I'm going to slide this out of my way. And I do appreciate, I was talking to my friends, Jim and Tammy last night, and they suggested to me that I go ahead and use a different camera, because I didn't realize that when I'm snapping pieces together, the table keeps shaking the camera. So I appreciate that advice. And being that I'm new to StreamYard, it took a little figuring, but I got it. We got the regular old camcorder going now instead of the laptop camera. And hello, Greg. How you doing? How was your day? Are you still going to see that movie tonight, Greg? Anyway. So I guess I should give you, owe you guys a follow-up. Yesterday, my brother-in-law pulled up, and that's why I terminated the stream. My brother-in-law looked at my furnace, and it was the pressure switch that went bad on my furnace. And the unfortunate thing is everything is closed up here on a Sunday. So it did not, I was not able to get one yesterday. However, today's a new day. And after work today, I ran down and I got one. Oh, let me turn off the, let me take care of this. Had to unplug the camera or else it would keep doing that. And hello, John. How you doing? How's your day been, John? Oh, you're definitely going to see it tomorrow. All right. So, yeah, I had to drive about an hour away to pick up the pressure switch. The good news is it's only $28 with tax. So that means that for $28 and a little bit of elbow grease, the furnace will be fixed. I did not have a chance to to put it on yet, but it's in the house. It got mighty cold last night. Got down to -3. So when I woke up this morning, this house was in the 40s. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I had to just crank on 2 space heaters real quick, and then I called my brother-in-law and later on when he was awake and asked him how to, if there was a way to get the furnace going so I had some heat. He showed me how to turn it. He walked me through turning it on temporarily. And so anyway, I did have some heat. I am on bag number 60 out of 74. Thanks for asking, Greg. And I also got to say that I did some brainstorming last night with my friends Jim and Tammy, and gave me some ideas for the channel, and I think I'm going to try it. I don't want to reveal what it is yet, but be prepared for some changes. Nothing like too drastic, but things that I think will make the channel a little bit better. All right, so we got these 2 here that'll go kind of like on the side right here. So 14 bags, yeah, yes. And I almost feel like being a preacher. Can I get an amen on that? Anyway, no. This has been a great set. It really is. I like the detail. 10,000 is a lot of pieces, though. There's no way around that. And it just takes its time when you're building it. So, and work was fun today. You know, we had some network problems across the board. I could not get on the network at first. And then when I got on the network, it was literally taking over 5 minutes to open an email. I called our help desk like I was supposed to. I was on hold for 2 hours and 20 minutes, only to have somebody answer, not say anything, and hang up. So I did not get through. I tried one more time, and I was on hold for over an hour. And my manager just told me, you know what? Forget about it right now. And so I did. And that also meant that I didn't get much work done because I couldn't. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't even save to the shared drive. So not fun stuff. But every now and again you're going to have a day like that. So hopefully tomorrow's better. And I also want to do a bit of a Christmas program on here, live stream this week. Going to finish tonight? I don't think so. No. If I did that, I don't know. I do want to finish though. But that would be a really long stream, and I got to get this pressure switch on my furnace before I go to bed. So I don't want to wake up to another 40-degree house. That just isn't any fun. Can't wait to sit in the theater. That's long. That's all. Okay. Oh boy. Max and Buddy are fighting again. I don't know. I don't really think Max is going to warm up to Buddy. I've had them long enough that you would think they're getting along, but they're just not. Christmas seems strange this year. What do you mean, John? Okay. Because it's on a weekend? Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. I kind of like Christmas being on a weekend because that means I get an extra day off. Because the way the company I work for does it is that if Christmas is on Saturday, we get the Friday off before. If Christmas is on Sunday, we get the Monday after off. And of course, this time that means a 3-day weekend. So I look forward to it. So what about you, John? Do they do that for you as well? Or are you back to work Monday? What about you, Greg? You normally have Mondays off, so maybe there isn't any difference. Is there a difference for you? And this is a twofer here, as you can see. And back to work on Monday. Okay, so no change in the difference. No difference in the schedule. Videos of Rue posted on YouTube at the dog park. All right. So I know you have a Instagram. So you have YouTube as well now. And if you do, John, please feel free to drop a link in this chat here. Yeah, Greg says he gets Sundays and Mondays off. So no difference for you, is what I'm hearing. Mrs. Chip, she's kind of off work right now until she goes to Korea. So no difference for her, I can tell you that. Yeah, because IG has. Oh yeah, that's right. You were telling me about that. YouTube does too, but it's like I think it's something like 15 gigabytes. That's pretty big video, and that's only for the first part when you're new. After you've been on for a while, they remove that. So, yeah. Oh boy, I seem to be missing a few pieces here. Oh, I see them. Well, Mrs. Chip says I want South Korea time to go by fast. Well, I know some recreational products that are not prescribed, if you know what I mean. It might help with that, but I'm not actually suggesting that. I'm just trying to be funny. Well, I know I've told Mrs. Chip this, but because she's only going to be there a year, I would do my best to just kind of think of it as this is my first January 1st. This is my last January 1st here. And John says, Mrs. Chip, I worry about you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say something, John? Oh, you're trying to be rude. Oh. How's my farm animals? Oh, okay. It was my reference to recreational stuff. I was just joking around, John. I don't actually advocate for that stuff at all. Any recreational stuff, because I don't take of it myself. All right. The animals are okay. They're it's cold outside, so they're not really producing right now. It is kind of frustrating, but it isn't totally unexpected either. That's just the way it goes sometimes. And especially because right now we're having the temperatures the way we are. It was literally -3 when I woke up this morning. And so, yeah, when it's -3 Fahrenheit, yeah, it's not that great. Hello, Mayo, how you doing? And let's see, just making sure that I have everything here. Don't want to go back and redo this. Mayo, how you doing tonight? That's awesome. 65 today. Well, I mean, I did see the thing at 16 about an hour ago. It's better than -3. And forgive my ignorance, Mayo, but is Australia, are they on the metric system or the imperial system? Got to be honest, I don't know. May, I'm not sure what you got going on this morning, but you're always welcome to be here. And if you want to be, just say so in the chat, and I'll grab my phone and shoot you something. The link. Yeah, 65. I would be very happy with 65 right now. But then again, if it was 65, something would be terribly off around here because we don't see those temperatures around here. this time of year at all. In fact, it hasn't been over 40 in over a month. So, am I seeing gray everywhere? Yeah, including on my hair, my head, even though I don't have much hair. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the gray is getting a little tiring, to be honest. But I mean, it's not like you could really build the Eiffel Tower out of any other color. It's just a color that it is. So, yeah, I was reading in the booklet here. It says that the Eiffel Tower, it takes 7 painters about 1.5 years to repaint it. And they repaint it. And I don't remember how often they said they do that, but so yeah, I am seeing gray everywhere. And when I see Mrs. Chip, I might see some gray there too. Who knows? Depends if she gets her hair colored or not. No, I'm just kidding. I'll leave Miss Chip alone. I'll be nice. Yeah, but it's a known fact when you get to almost 50, you've got some grays everywhere. I even get it in my beard when I don't do that. Metric system for the win. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Did not know. Does anybody follow this foolishness with the royal family? I was reading something about some host said that he hated Meghan with every on the cellular level or something. I can't remember what he said. I just thought it was really odd. And I don't keep up with them, so that's all I heard. I didn't read any articles or anything. But John says blood test tomorrow. All right. Is this just a routine sort of thing, John? I mean, if I'm asking something a little too sensitive, say something. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable here. Wow, this is quite the set, guys. Over 6 months, platelets. Okay, all right. I think, yeah, you have mentioned that before. Sorry, man. My memory sometimes cannot be the greatest. And that, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's keep her moving. Enzo, you are just being really weird over there. Enzo scares me when he gets weird like that because I would say probably, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was one night where he was being really weird, and overnight he ended up acting really weird, and early in that morning, the next morning, we had an earthquake here. So yeah, let me get that for you. All right, let me pull up the invite here. All right, Mayo. It'll be coming your way here in a second. All right. Oh boy, I'm not doing too well with this phone today. Let's do this. G3. Is that right? All right. Hopefully I typed that correctly. Let's just make sure I did. 3. Yep, that's correct. Okay, cool. Coming your way, Mayo. And let me get out of this. I can have up to 10 people on. Yeah. So the one of the things that's different about StreamYard is it automatically records your live streams for you, which OBS can, but it does not automatically. And you can later on, though, go on to, what do you call it? YouTube and download live stream if you did not tape it, if you did not keep a copy. So yeah, so I got a busy weekend ahead of me. Oh, Jim, you're always calling me during these things. All right. So now we've got. All right, we got this. All right. So you know that with this, anything I do, it's going to be times 4. And Mrs. Chip is welcome to come on. So is anybody else who wants to. Just let me know. So, just out of curiosity, what do you guys, what sort of traditions do you have for Christmas? And please don't tell me it's Festivus for the rest of us. You figured out where I'm going to put this? No, I have not. I have not, Greg. I'm not sure I really have a spot for it. That's why I'm really hoping I can get it in the show. Like this one coming up, we can't because we only have about half the space we normally have. So for a layout, so that's not going to happen. But hopefully, the next show after that we'll have enough space, and I can display it. Then I don't have to store it here because we store the stuff for our shows in a different location, and we just started doing that because it makes it easier than everyone having to truck their stuff home. And, having to drag it back out. And so I really appreciate the fact that we've switched to storing stuff in a central location. So, yeah. Well, Mayo, I did send you an invite. Hopefully you can come on. Oh, boy. This is certainly sweetening me, as the Three Stooges say. I did like Lego's warning not to carry this thing whole. Oh, there's Mayo. All right. There he is.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning to you, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. How is life right now?
Well, since my brother-in-law helped me figure what's going on with my furnace, a lot better. So we had temperatures that were -3 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit, and I thought I heard something outside. So yeah, it was nice and cold, and I'm just grateful that my brother-in-law is nice enough to come over and tell me what's going on with my furnace so I could get it fixed. So yeah. How are things going with you?
Things are going great because I'm a free man. I don't have to do anything for university because that's over.
Okay.
So I've got all the time in the world right now, and whenever whenever school's out, over the summer, that means it's time for the Mayo Hosco Summer Spectacular.
All right. So, do you want to reveal anything you plan on doing? Or is it all-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you'd let me.
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I am going. Well, as some people might know, it's my 10-year anniversary, in January, and so specifically the 7th. So I'm going to be doing a 24-hour live stream on the 6th / the 7th of January.
Okay. Is that over a weekend?
That'll be for me. For me, that'll be 12 a.m. on the 7th, which for me, luckily, is a Saturday, to 11:59 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
And you know how you built the 2022 train station on part two, of Train Month?
Yeah.
Well, I was when I was on this week, last weekend's episode, because it's technically now last weekend now that we're into the new week. On last weekend's episode of Good Morning Brick World on the Brick Hive channel, I told everyone to send the prayer emoji for Brick Hive because his computer is acting up right now, and he said that he was going to try come on to part 4 of Train Month to also build the train station because he decided that he's not going to build the passenger train.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's installed.
Well, cool.
So got some plans coming up, and some people are powering down because of the holidays. I'm keeping it consistent over the holidays.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it as consistent as I can, but I know that I will be away from home for just a couple days right after the holiday. So there will be a slight interruption, but it's only going to be a few days. It's not going to be a week long or anything. So, yeah. So cool. And then I have my show, my next Lego show or train show, whatever you'll call it, is during the 6th and 7th, the same time you're doing that. And I'll be out of town, but I'll certainly do a video on the show and walk around and show everyone who's there and what they have displayed. There's going to be 2 lugs at this group, so this next show. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, nice. Because you might be able to get some good footage of some of the displays that the 2 lugs come up with at the exhibition.
Yeah, and also get some good pictures so I can copy stuff. No, I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
But I know you'll be able to get some good video footage for your channel and some good photography for Instagram.
Yeah, I need to do more with Instagram. I admit I neglect it, and I really shouldn't. Because I have posted some, and I do get a response when I do it, so I should do it more. Do you do anything on Twitter or anything?
Yes, I'm very active on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't drink coffee, John. I drink Mountain Dew instead, and I only drink a Mountain Dew when I need to be up at night, or when I'm on a really long day.
Yeah. I certainly understand that. And it looks like I'm ready to place these. But I got extra pieces, so I did not do everything. That's why I have extra pieces. Okay, let me go back. Hi, Enzo.
So it looks like you're finally on the step where you're having to repeat that step 500 times.
Yes, thank goodness. I joke about it, but I like this build. The detail is good. Um, Greg's kind of joked with me about the color, and I agree the color is tiresome, but and you can't really build the Eiffel Tower out of red and yellow, so it just is
Yeah,
what it is.
because it's not like the French government would ever allow McDonald's to sponsor the Eiffel Tower.
No, but I have thought about replacing the French flag with a straight white flag, but I think some people would find that offensive.
I see what you did there.
Sorry. My dad was in the military, and he used to tell me jokes about that.
Because God forbid you ever put a white flag next to a red, black, and yellow horizontal striped flag.
Oh, what does that mean?
You don't know which country has that flag?
Not off the top of my head, no.
A country that has the word germ in their name.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. All right. Let's see. John's talking about George. Are you talking about It's a Wonderful Life? I don't know what
I've never seen that movie, and I have no interest in ever watching all those Christmas movies because I'm not a holly jolly person.
Well, cool. So, are you still adjusting to being out of classes?
No, wait. So yes, because I never had to adjust anyway. I haven't been in class for 1.5 months, but I got a 1-month extension on my research project because I had to do work place for my degree, which set me back time on completing my research project.
Yeah. So in the States, when you're in college, university, they call that your capstone project if it's your undergrad. And I had to do a capstone project, and they wanted me to focus on the ethics of accounting, which was, I gotta say, some pretty boring, dry stuff right there. But yeah, you know what? It gave me the degree, so what do I care now?
Yeah, because since my degree doesn't have a whole lot of theory and philosophy about it, we had to do projects instead of writing a thesis, which I'm glad I did not have to write a thesis.
Oh, I don't think I would have liked to write a thesis either. I have a brother-in-law his degree was in physics, and he had to do a thesis, and I did not pity the man at all.
I know some other people at my college who are doing more scientific and medical related stuff that had to do a thesis.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I dodged the bullet on that. I just had to do a project. So, but yeah, I graduated. Oh boy, I don't want to say, it gives away my age, but it's been a while. I'll say that it's been a long while.
Yeah. And since in my state, at the secondary education level, a research project is very indicative. Is very crucial to you getting into university.
Okay.
You also have to do a research project in high high school, and what was nice about my research project I just did for university is that it was actually less intensive than the high school one, because my high school one was 10,000 words.
Okay.
And my university one was only 4,000 words.
Well, that's quite.
Because for high school they only gave you a word. They only gave a word for I think the requirement was you had to do 10,000 words in 25 pages or less. But for my university they only said you have a 20-page limit including appendixes.
Okay. Well, 4,000 certainly less than half than 10,000, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think they do that because it's not as weighted. It's not weighted as much, and also because they want, and also because of the degree that there's a lot of different graphs that you make digitally that contribute very heavily to the overall report. So having a lot of graphs in the having a lot of graphs and tables in the appendix means that you don't really have to write as many words.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you because I know you said that your degree has to do with mapping and stuff.
Yeah.
And maps. Do you get into the technology LiDAR at all?
Yes, absolutely. That's one of the core focus points I've had to do over my whole degree.
Now, I'm aware of what LiDAR is, but I don't know if other people are. You want to take a second to kind of explain that newer technology? I guess it's not so new anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically using the lasers from light projection of either on ground camera, airborne flight path cameras or satellite camera footage to project a 3D model using a point cloud technology. So you could have any given land space, and every physical object within that land space has a different classification because of the color. It has the intensity, it has the mass, it has the density, it has the volume, it has. There's a lot of size whatevers that impact the way that light gets reflected off of it when you shoot a laser at it, and therefore that creates different classifications so that a tree does not look the same as a fence post or whatever.
Yeah, and I actually I was reading up on that. It's been a couple years ago, but they started using it in places like Guatemala, and they were finding ancient pyramids that they thought were just regular hills, but they found out they weren't. They were actually just pyramids that had been worn down with weather. And I thought that was really cool how they've been able to adapt that technology to archaeology.
Yeah, and as far as because LiDAR is fundamentally a part of the surveyor's side of geography, but it's but it's so versatile that it can be applied to so many other different purposes. And when you speak about the archaeology of particularly South American relics, some people might not, well, even those people that have been there for thousands and thousands of years, they might not remember what's there. They might just think it's regular land. And so if they were able to find that, oh, hang on, these things aren't hills, these are ancient pyramids from our people from our ancestors long ago, that would have been because with the LiDAR technology, they would have identified a difference between regular dirt and like sandstone pyramids or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was really cool about it, is that, you know, things that previously were unknown are all of a sudden known. And I mean, it's just really cool. But I've always liked history. Like I get excited when, for instance, I'm watching the news and they'll say that in Egypt they found a new underground sarcophagus or something. That kind of stuff interests me because it's history, and I'm a big history buff. And I'm sorry, my phone, of course, you know, I get on here and my phone's just going crazy.
Yeah, and all those paleontologists that use a carbon dating technology also gets excited like that.
Yeah, well, history. I don't know. I like Greek history, Roman history. One of my favorites is World War II as well. I've got quite a few.
All I'll say is, who isn't interested in World War II? And if someone isn't interested in World War II, then they don't know how World War II literally changed diplomatic relations forever.
Yeah, it did. With the United Nations being formed and replacing the League of Nations, which was basically ineffective.
Yeah.
So no, there's a lot of history there, and I've got this really cool book. I don't know if you guys have Barnes and Nobles there. It's a bookstore.
No, we don't, but we do have other. We do have other national chains, but Barnes and Nobles is so. I think it's a staple of American culture, and if people aren't willing to acknowledge that, then they don't know the history of America. Well, then they don't know their history of American economics, because so many different product lines. One of their first lines was Barnes and Noble, because Barnes and Nobles is more than just a bookstore.
Oh yeah, I bought Legos there, but no, I know what you meant. I was just, but I really did have bought some Lego there. So yeah, Barnes and Nobles is definitely a staple of Mrs. Chip's life. I think she spent about 25% of her life there. Mrs. Chip likes to read, and she's got quite the collection of books. I would know because the last two moves I've had to move them all by myself. But I'm not complaining. It's just that's her hobby. But no, I went to Barnes and Nobles several years ago, and they've got this section where if there's a book that's about ready to be discontinued, they mark it down for really cheap. And I was just strolling that section, and they had the timeline of World War II, and it's really interesting because they literally take you in order each day, and they've got maps that show like the territory changes each day, and like they knew like how many bombs they dropped that day, and it's just a really interesting book because it really and it also goes into the political too. Like if there was a meeting between leaders, of course that's in there, and if new technology came out, like a new tank or a plane, they also threw that in that book. It's very detailed. It's a very thick book. And I think originally it was supposed to be around $60, but I got it for $12 because it was in the bargain section. And I thumbed through that book, and I've actually read through it a couple times. And something that big, you always learn something new when you go through it. So, all right, well, we're back to the itty bitty pieces here. So the chat kind of got. Go ahead.
And also, as someone interested in model trains, very hard to avoid World War both 1 and 2 because the British Railway Operating Division played such a huge role in getting troops and supplies to the trenches and the base camps.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was interesting was that underground airplane factory in Britain during World War II. That was really interesting because they didn't want the Germans to know where it was at so they could bomb it. And anyway, there's just all kinds of things that are really interesting. Of course, the loss of life is not interesting. That's sad. But I mean, I can't remember which famous person said it, but they said it very well when they said war is hell, because that's what it is.
Also, another famous person said, "War was it war? What is it good for? Absolutely nothing."
Yes, I can't remember who said that too. I do remember hearing that. Yeah, but you're right. So much of World War II has shaped our world as it currently is, and so it is worth the investment of time to look into it and to see why things are the way they are.
And and I think we all know that that's not to say war has never stopped because of what's going right now and the much dreaded American Patriot Act of 2002.
Yeah, who was it? Benjamin Franklin said that if you trade security for liberty, you deserve neither and will lose both.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Well, the American founding fathers had some of the most wisest quotes ever known.
Yeah, and I think what people forget is history itself. They forget that they lived through having a king, and they knew what the state was capable of at its worst, and they tried to do their best to formulate a system where the state could never do that again. So yeah, I think they were very wise people.
Yeah, and also so many people, so many brick builders love all of that wartime history, which is why the Brickmania company and Kobe are so successful.
Now, I really like Brickmania. He is ordered from my Bricklink store. I know it's over 70 times. I'm not sure it's past 80 yet.
Really?
Yes. He loves wheels. He loves the dark gray and light gray like wedge plates for the airplanes. It seems like whenever I get a load of those, he's right behind my upload buying them. And I've actually met some of his staff, and I met him as well. It was years ago at Brick Fair, Virginia, when I used to live there. And at the time, I didn't understand the significance, and he was not ordering from me. So it wasn't like, if I were to meet him now, it'd be different because I could say, oh yeah, you've ordered from me. This is my store, but at the time it was just cool because my dad was in the military and my dad was involved in naval airplanes. And so seeing that his C-130 airplane with the slow moving propellers, that was cool just on that level. But now it'd be even cooler because, I would kind of wonder if I saw those sets, like, oh, which pieces did he buy off me that are part of that? Maybe none of them, but I'd wonder. So, do you know of the builder Abby Dabbles. Well, she's on Twitter, and she's ordered for me a few times. And I also have met her at Brick Fair. And actually, Mrs. Chip was with me when we did that. That was, I think, 4 years ago. Might have been 5 years ago. I can't remember. No, it had to be 4 because my granddaughter was just born. So, yeah, that's a good reference. And that was a good time in my life, too. My granddaughter was born. I was really happy. And I got to talk with her yesterday. So, pretty cool stuff. So did I lose internet connection? Somebody out there, let me know if I'm still rolling, because
You're still here, Jeff.
Okay. All right. I wondered because of the comments. P3 Orion, not the. Well, okay, you're okay. All right. But I know that we used to see them fly over Moffett Field, and you'd always be able to point out which ones were which. So, and yeah, I guess my dad's on here too. And we used to. I can't remember how many air shows we went to at Moffett Field. We went to a couple, at least I remember, and those were always fun. And how are you feeling? Are you feeling any better there? All right, let's see. Oh, there's the pieces. Yeah, wasn't the P3 Orion replaced by the, I can't remember what number, the Poseidon, though, I think is what they call it now. But yeah. The Sub-Hunter planes.
Sorry, I just had to talk on the phone to someone.
All right. Yes, we used to walk. My dad's mentioning that we used to see the airplanes from our rooftop or just in the yard, because we lived pretty close to both Moffett Field and their San Jose International Airport that was right there, and so you would often see planes from either one take off or land. And what was really cool about the naval base is that they used to do their I guess they call it proving, and that's where a pilot will, he'll land and then take right back off several times, and so you'd see the same airplane go over several times. It was kind of cool growing up like that and seeing that. The P8 Poseidon, yes, that's right.
Yeah, and not to totally change the conversation or anything, but do you know if the Utah Jazz have a specific jazz song that they play in their arena?
I don't. Even though I've lived in Utah, I don't really pay attention to them. My dad still lives in Utah. I'm not sure if he can answer that or not. He's not much into sports, but he might know. He's lived here for, God, I think he moved here in 2001. So he's been a resident of Utah longer than I have, way longer. And hey, Bob, I do. Bob, it's just outside of camera range, and it's built right there. And that's one of my ideas that one of the videos I'm going to do. I'm going to compare this Eiffel Tower to the older one, as well as the two small architectural ones. I guess Bob, I've kind of wondered that myself, if it's worth buying if you have the other one. This one is highly more detailed, but how many Eiffel Towers do you need that are almost 4 or over 4 foot tall? That's the question. And yeah, I guess it just comes down to personal preference. But I will compare them side by side. So look at, yeah, be looking for that video. Yeah, my dad's saying we have to ask Keith. He's a member of the family. He's into sports, but I don't know.
Yeah, because if the Utah Jazz have a specific jazz song that they play in their arena, let me know so that when I actually remember to write in my Instagram stories, hey, I'm on a Chip Off the Old Block Toys channel. Come watch us. I'll have a specific piece of music that I can play during those stories.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I always like to theme the music I play around the person who I'm talking about when I'm telling my followers, hey, I'm on so and so's channel, why don't you come and why don't you come and watch? Blah blah blah.
and give us a short status update about where you're at with the challenge.
Or as my caption says below my logo, I'm 120 away from 600.
All right. Well, I'm
122
looking
away.
forward to it. I'm not ready to show them because I want what I'm going to do to be a complete surprise. I might show you by taking a picture and send it to you on Instagram, but I have done 2 different sketches of what I think the building's going to look like. So I am trying to narrow that down, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I want it to be a complete surprise when I do it.
And so, if any of your friends and family in the chat want to see you build those 8 daily bugles, then be sure to subscribe to the Mayor Hosco channel on YouTube.
Correct. I hope they do, and you are always welcome to drop a link.
I can't because I'm not
okay.
a moderator on your channel.
Shoot. Yeah, I don't know how to do that on here. I know how to do it from my YouTube.
Yeah, you'll have to worry about it before the next time you go live.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that because I would like to help you out there and get to that goal.
And I'm not even sure you have any moderators in the chat right now. Anyway, because if we got any trolls or bots that came along, I can help block them from your channel because that's what moderators are there for.
Yeah, actually, Greg and John are both they're both moderators, and
okay.
I can't remember if Mrs. Chip is not or not, but Mrs. Chip is only a moderator when I'm not mad at her. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a joke.
And I do. I gotta go get ready for Monday Night Football in 15 minutes. So it's been nice. It's been nice coming on here, but I gotta go get ready for the game.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you, and enjoy.
I will. I'll see you on the flip side.
All right, man.
Oh, also, before I go, if you ever wanted someone else on the panel, since you're part of the live stream gang, don't be afraid to drop your invites in that group chat. A lot of other people do so as well.
Yeah, I just need to quit forgetting about that. I mean, I thought about it, but then I forget about it just as quick as I think about it.
So that's why it's actually best to do so before you even go live.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, man, and have fun.
No problem. See ya.
All right. All right. Get off the live stream. Nobody cares about you. Wow. Oh, I like having Mayo on. He's him and I have become good friends over time, and anyways, I enjoy his knowledge. He's very knowledgeable of vintage Legos, and I like the fact that he can just talk about a Lego set and pop some facts off real quick, and it's so fast that he didn't have a chance to look it up on Google. So very knowledgeable. So yeah. Bob, I'm actually in the middle trying to figure that out. I started using Brick Set, and I started to enter my sets. Now, I've only entered about 600 sets, and I know that I have about 2,000. So I don't know, but I'm going to know here. Oh, I don't know. It's probably going to take me another year to do all that. And the most expensive creation so far is my Grand Lion Hotel. I have spent easily a couple grand on it. And that's one of the reasons that I'm hoping to get some insulation in my shop so that I'm able to work out there and keep working on it. Because it was -3 this morning Fahrenheit here, and there's no way I just can't stand those temperatures. And those two little space heaters just don't heat up 2,400 square foot. So I've got some logistics issues right now with being out in that shop, but I would love to be out there working on it to get that done. So let me go ahead and let's throw this on here. And then after that, I'm going to call it a night because I've got my neighbors text me while I was doing this, and they're headed over here. So I hope they're not telling me that my dog's bothering them, because my dog he's kind of annoying. I love him, but he is annoying. I know him. So let's hope that's not it. All right, let's put this on here. One more. Okay, so now that we're done with this, we are officially done through bag 65, and this is the third out of the fourth section of the tower. So the next little bit, just make sure. Yeah, so the next little bit will pretty much be the end. So I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Thank you very much. Drop a like if you would. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comments below, and turn on all notifications, please. And head over to my Bricklink store if you need it. Pieces for your mods and mocks. I'm about 800,000 pieces. I am selling down because I'm getting out of the business of doing that. But all right, guys, I appreciate tonight. Thanks for your comments. It's been great. You guys have a good one, and I'll catch you guys later.